and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, welcome to this garden planning time that we are going to be having today. I hope that you have out your different planners from last year. I have my last year's planner here, or journal, the Intentional Garden Journal of 2023. We're going to use this to reference what we want to plan for this wonderful beginning planning for 2024, the Intentional Garden Journal of 2024. Take out your journals, take out a piece of paper. I even have my papers here to write down my notes. And we are going to get started on planning. What are we going to come up with for this year? What are our intentions? At least we're going to start to think about this. So I welcome everyone in to this new 2024 gardening planning season here at Catherine's Garden and Home. And we're going to do this together because I believe that we are going to be able to inspire one another to plan the best garden ever, at least a garden that we have put our hands into, that we have designed, and that we can feel good about. And I was doing some thinking about this, and what I thought of was this, the nursery rhyme. Hello to those who are watching. Please come on in the chat. If you're in the chat, come on in the chat. Let me see who's there. And let us get going. Hey, Bev. Good evening, Miss Catherine, and lovely here. Thank you, sweetheart. I do feel good about my hair today. I'm feeling very good about it. It feels full, and you could tell it's getting longer. Hello, Sonia. Yes, let's get excited. Yay, we have a new year here, a new gardening year. And there's a lot to be excited about. As you can see, I have out my seeds. Get your seeds out. Get your seeds together. Get your journal and your notes. Take out a pen and or your gardening the catalogs that you have, and let us start to plan. Hey, Darlene, how are you? Good evening to everyone. Come on in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share this video because I think this is going to be an exciting time. I am so excited about what we are going to be putting here together. I even have out my easy gardening, easy guide to intentional gardening for beginners book that I wrote here with some just quick tips on what we saw last year, what we used to help us get our gardens growing. And as I was looking at this and thinking about this, you know what came to mind? That old nursery rhyme. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And I can say that to you all. How does your garden grow? And I was saying to myself, Catherine, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And I looked up the nursery rhyme. Now it's not one of those great nursery rhymes, but it's an old English rhyme. It talks about Mary to and Queen of Mary, and they had all of these thinking of what was happening at that time. But it's a really great question for us. And it came to me, and I said, "Wow, Catherine, quite contrary. How does your garden grow?" And then I changed it to planning and planting. And so my garden grows. It says with silver bells and cocktails and pretty maids all in a row, or and so my garden grows. That's how it is in the nursery rhyme. But I said, Catherine, quite contrary. How does the garden grow? By planting and planting, and so my garden grows. And so if I put your name in it, you're going to have to answer that question. Put it in the chat. How is your garden going to grow? So I could say, Beverly, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Put in the chat how your garden is going to grow. Deborah, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Sonia, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Darlene, Quite contrary, how does your garden grow? How is your garden going to grow for this new intentional gardening year of 2024? The thing is that you've got the power. You've got the power. By the way, happy February, and this is Black History Month. So you've got the power. You got the power to choose and to decide how your garden's going to grow. And I came up then with the title for this is Growing a Favorable Garden. We want a garden that gives us faith, that has favor, that we have given favor to it. We could say, and it is good. Like how God, when he created the world and he ended up saying, and it is good. We want to be able to create our garden, our piece of plot of land or containers or what else do they, or however you're going to grow your garden. How is it going to grow? Beverly says, okay, Beverly, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? She says, with beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. Oh, that's real good. That's real good, Bev. I like that. Wow, that sounds good. With beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. Wow, that's good. That's good. Deborah says, my garden is going to be smaller and more intentional this year. That's really good. That's really good. I like that, Bev. I'm going to have to write that down. I'm going to put it down as a quote from Beverly that you said that yours is going to be. I should write it down right now. I'm going to take the time with beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. I'm going to write that down right now. Bab says, with beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. Woo, that is so good. Bev. Quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Wow, that is so sweet. Oh, wow. Those who are not here, they missed that. I'm going to have to bring it back up again. That is really good, Beverly. Yeah, and you should put that down. If you have a journal, write that down in your journal. And I would say for everyone, go to your journal, open it up, and find that page, find a blank space in your journal. If you have a journal like what I have here that I created for you all, and just pick a space, pick a place in it, and then write that down. How does your garden grow? Right, so I'm going to just put it right here. I'm going to put it right here on my in my book, right under Steps for Gardening Checklist, because that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the garden checklist and start to think about how does our garden grow. So if you don't have a journal but you have a piece of paper, put Steps for Garden Checklist, because that's what we're going to go over, and then write down how your garden is going to grow. What is be intentional? And I'm going to put down mine, which I said, Catherine, quite contrary. How does your, I'm writing, I hope you're writing, your garden grow? And I said with planning and planting. And so my garden grows. Yeah, so I have my little story here, and I'm going to put 2024, and I'm going to put February. See? So that will remind me of what we just talked about, how we want our garden to grow. And I looked up that, I just started thinking about it, and the thought came to me, growing a favorable garden. So for the next couple of times that we're here on Wednesdays, we're going to look at growing a favorable garden and even creating it as a series. So this is part one of growing a favorable garden, because I want my garden to be favorable, to be glorious. And I looked at the word favorable, and you might want to write that down too, that you're going to have a favorable garden. And some of the words, some of the synonyms for the word favorable is glorious. Wouldn't you want to have a glorious garden this year? So write down what you want. I want a glorious garden. And another word for favorable is approving. I want to approve of my garden. I want to feel good about it. It's mine, and I want to feel positive about it. I want to approve it and say, it is good. It's a good garden. Approving. Another word for favorable is praising. I want to praise my garden. I want to praise it. I want to, when I walk into it, say, wow, garden, you're just beautiful. Oh, flowers, you look so great. I want to feel really good about it. Enthusiastic, which is actually how I'm feeling about the idea of walking into I'm imagining, I'm using my imagination. I could see my garden as I walk down the stairs, and I open my eyes, and I want to feel enthusiastic. I want to feel ready to go out there and to grow more and to do more. And the other word, appreciative. I want to appreciate it. I am thankful about my garden. I appreciate it. And my garden, when I look at it, another word for favorable is glowing. My garden is glowing. When I go out, especially after a rain, if you have been following me, which most of you have for a while, and you know, like I love to do those garden walks in a Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I would go out early in the morning when it's quiet in the neighborhood and quiet around me. And I just, especially right after the rain and the sun has come up and everything is sparkling, that my garden is glowing. It's a glowing garden, glowing. And the last word is commending. So I want us to have a favorable garden. So we're going to grow a favorable garden, a garden unique to us, a garden that makes us happy. And so how does your garden grow? If we start to think about how our garden is going to grow, how are we going to feel about our garden ahead of time, we are already setting ourselves up for success. You're going to have a successful garden. I am telling you right now that you are going to have a successful garden for 2024, that you're going to have an abundance of vegetables and flowers and herbs and fruits and everything, because you are taking the time now to plan and to do the upfront work, to think about it and to be intentional about your gardening. Now, I don't see anybody in the chat. What do you think about that, chat? Come on, give me some feedback. What do you think about? And how would you describe your garden? I said I'm growing a favorable garden, but what kind of garden do you want to grow? Put that word, put that descriptive word about your garden in the chat. Come on, put it in the chat. Write it down. Write the vision. Write down what you're seeing right now in the chat. So that we can all applaud you and get excited about your garden. Come on, let's go, let's go. I know you all are busy writing. That's probably why you're writing in your journals too. So while you're doing that, let me just go through some of the planning steps that I was thinking about and things that I want us to talk about today. I had written down to be intentional, we want to build out our garden plans. We want to build out our garden plans. But before we could even start to build out I want to grow an awesome, fruitful garden. That's great, Darlene. Darlene says she wants to grow an awesome, a fruitful garden. And write that down. Write it down to remind yourself and date it. That's the other thing that I did here. I wrote down February 2nd, 2024, that I have determined that I'm going to have a favorable garden. And I just saw, yes, Gardens on Me says, I want a flourishing garden. That's good. Write it down. I want a flourishing garden. And you've said that and declared that for February 2024, this date. Hi, Monique. Oh, Monica, sorry. Hi, Monica. Hi, Catherine. I'm here. I'm Garden and Garden Friends. Good. I'm glad you made it. We have been having so much fun. We've been so excited because this begins, Monica, go and get your journal. We're writing, we're thinking. This is the beginning of our series building for a favorable garden for 2024. And so we're going to work this out, growing a favorable garden series. And it starts with planning and planting. And so I started, I don't know, I didn't get the notification. I don't know what happened because I did send it out early. But anyway, we began with this. Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? I don't know if you know that old nursery rhyme, but that is it. Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle-tails, and so my garden grows. And we are Beverly says, I decree and declare that my garden will flourish in 2024. Yay! Yeah, we're making this. Oh, my ears up. We're making this declaration that this is what we want. We are being intentional about our gardens. And if you like this thought, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like and share. Hit the like button. Come on to bring more people in. Hit the like button. So because we want our gardens to grow. That is very good. So, Monica, this is the assignment. Monica, this is the assignment. So you're going to fill it in. So what I did was I took that nursery rhyme and I said, Catherine, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? I said, with planning and planting, and so my garden grows. And so I want you to fill in that blank. So we'd say, Monica, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And then you will say, da na 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 na, and so my garden grows. Fill in those two blanks and put it in the chat so we can celebrate with you how your garden is going to grow this year. And then the reason why I entitled this particular video, Growing a Favorable Garden, a favorable intentional garden for this year, is because I want to decree and declare what I want. I want to be intentional about it. So first, I have to know, well, what kind of garden do you want to grow? How do you want your garden to grow? And how do you want to feel about your garden? And I want to feel favorable about my garden. When God created the world, when he was finished, he said, and it was good. Well, when I create my garden, I look at it, I want to say, and it was good. I want to say that too. I want to say that it's favorable. And so the word is favorable. It means to the advantage of someone or something expressing approval. To the advantage of someone or something. And the other definition is expressing approval. I want to feel approval. I want to feel good about my garden for 2024. And I could look at my garden last year, which we did. Thank you so much to those who were there in the premiere of the garden for 2023. Hey, Tama, how are you? Yeah, for 2023. Thank you all. Say the rhyme again. Okay, so Monica, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Then this is the place where you are going to put in the blanks. Um, Blank and blank, and so my garden grows. So it's the old nursery rhyme that says, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle-tails, and so my garden grows. I don't know if you did nursery rhymes when you were growing up, but we read and heard nursery rhymes. I think I saw Rambo come up. Rambo should know that because that's an old English. That's an old English um, nursery rhyme talking about Mary, Queen of Scott, and the other Mary there that King Henry, I think he chopped off her head or whatever. But anyway, but we want to say that we are not going to be contrary, but we want our gardens to grow well. And so we're going to plan. So I came up with mine and I said, Catherine, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With planning and planting, and so my garden grows. So we're going to plant and plant. Yes, I do remember that nursery rhyme too. Yes, hey, everybody. So good to have you all here. And Rambo Green Hands. I've been watching Rambo's growing, and he is planting and planting. I see all of the beds all designed and how he's growing his onions in certain areas and some of his other garlic. I think it's garlic that you're growing, garlic, right? And so forth. But I've been watching you, Rambo. I've been keeping up with you. Yeah, you come up, and so you are definitely. I forgot those, Miss Catherine. You forgot the you forgot the nursery rhymes. Oh no. Well, anyway, but for fun. But I think it's really good because this is how you are able to think about. We want to be intentional about our gardens. Hello, Francesca. How are you doing? Yeah, we are growing we want to grow our gardens and we want them to grow well. And Bev, our beautiful Bev, that's Gardens on Me, this is what she wrote in the chat as her nursery rhyme or her intentions. And she wrote, Bev, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. Isn't that good? I think that's so sweet. Bev, that was so sweet. So the rest of you, come on, put yours in and let us see, how does your garden grow? What is your intention? And then growing a favorable garden. Now, those of you who've been with me in the mornings, we talk. Isn't that great? Yeah, she did a good job. Oh, so cute. Yeah, it is. It is. So I want you all to come up with your own and put it in the chat as well. All right. I like Bev's better than mine, but I'm going to stick with mine because I'm going to plant and plant. But I think this is beautiful. Good. Beautiful with beautiful flowers and vegetables. Oh, that was so sweet. Favorable. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be working on growing a favorable garden and being intentional about it. And so I'm going to create a series, a playlist of different videos on the same topic. So this one is going, hello, lovelies. Hey, Rachel, how are you? So this is the beginning of this series, Growing a Favorable Garden, an intentional garden for 2024. So if you have your garden journal, now's the time to take it out, and we're going to use this as a guide to get us going and get us started on our garden. And I want to start with this page here, which is steps for gardening checklist. That's what we're going to look at, and to go down it and plan and start thinking about, do I have these things in order? Am I aware of this? And if not, what do I need to do to get it together? To start thinking about it. What do I need to buy? What do I need to gather? How should I get started? I also took out last year's journal to look at what I did last year. And I was just speaking of those of you who came and joined me in the premiere on Saturday. Thank you so much. We had a really good time in the premiere. And we were able to watch my starting of the vegetable garden. And I actually, when I looked at that and when I was putting it together, I had bought my seeds from my last year's seeds, that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, and also from my Dollar Tree seeds, my burpee seeds, and also seeds that I had gotten from Baker Creek, because we had decided that we wanted to grow an herbal garden. And then you were able to see in the video my herb bowl of different herbs with the peppermint, the sage, the thyme, rosemary, and how it developed. And it was looking so sweet and thick and rich, and really did serve its purpose. And you know who had told us? Where's G Mama Grows? G Mama Grows says, I want to grow an herb garden. And so we put our emphasis on doing that and putting it together. And I also, in that premiere, showed you my winter bottle sowing method in the premiere. So if you didn't get to watch the premiere, go back and it will refresh your memory on how to do those two things. Brampton says, started some herbs last week. Yeah. And so those of you who have grow lights, you should see my herbal garden right here. The arrow garden, it is flourishing. My dill is growing tall. The sage, I have thyme and basil that's growing really, really well. And so next week, I think I'm going to show you and give you an update on that, or I'll do a video on that and give you an update on that. But yeah, growing those plants here, I can then later on transplant them when it's warmer, and that's the beginning of my herb garden. So there are different methods, different ways that you can grow. It's just that you're gonna have to decide what is it, or how are you going to get your plants started, or are you going to wait until the first frost, or are you going to begin starting seeds in the before time in your home using a grow light? Are you going to do the winter sowing method? Are you going to put it in a cold frame? So they're different. You're going to have to decide all of that. How are you going to start your seedlings? And you're going to have to go and also decide what seeds. Pull out your seeds. You might even want to do that now, or just watch, and then later on pull out your seed containers and look through it and decide, well, what am I really going to plant? What is it that I want to grow in my garden for this new growing season of 2024? All right, come on. What are you all thinking? What do you think about this? I wish Baker Creek was here in the UK. Oh, don't worry, Rambo. I'm sure there are other seed companies that you can check out. But you know what? I was listening to this man, and he said saving your own seeds is the best thing. And Rachel, Brampton gardener, she's really good at that. She did a whole series. I think it wasn't last year, but the year before that, about saving seeds. So right, Rachel, didn't you do that? Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, hit the thumbs. So hard to choose what to plant sometimes. Yeah, that's true, thumb. It is kind of difficult. I add a lot of herb around the garden bed edges to help with my enhancement to the garden. That is beautiful. See, I like that, Rambo, because that is what we need to do. How do you want your garden to look aesthetically pleasing? And so when I was writing this and starting to think about, well, how do I want my garden to grow? I came up with the title for this growing a favorable garden. Growing a favorable garden. Brampton says, I love using herbs in cooking, but also in bouquets. Yeah, it gives it such a nice fragrance. So for Rachel, she will want to create an herbal garden with the intentions of using those herbs for cooking, but then she might also want to grow a flower garden and use those herbs in the intentions of creating bouquets with beautiful fragrance. So Rachel wants to mix the spicy smells of the herbs with the sweet smells of the flowers, and that is being intentional. So now she knows that she needs to gather her herb seeds. Well, what kind of fragrances from the herbs does she want to have? I love the smell of basil. She may love basil. I love the smell of sage and thyme and mint. I love the smell of mint. I started 6 kinds of basils last week, she says. But then she might want fragrances, so she might say, well, I will plant a rose garden. I'm gonna go and pull out my David Austin or whatever rose. Maybe she may not have David, but whatever rose is, and say, I want to plant a really sweet rose bush. And or what other flowers have fragrances? Yeah, she said for her herbs, she's gonna plant dill and mint, and maybe for the flowers, the fragrant flowers. Marigolds have a great smell as well. They might mingle well with your herbs as well. Let's see. No roses here. Actually, they died. Hee hee hee. Oh, well, there are other flowers, other annuals that you could choose that may have lavender, which, oh, that's actually not a flower. That's an herb, but it's the flower of the lavender, right? Or lilacs. There you go. Thank you, Francesca. I'm trying to get some heliotrope sprouting. Yeah, okay, that has a nice vanilla smell. That's really good. That has a nice fragrance. And so, or even bee balm, that has a fragrance. I'm allergic to lavender. All right, well, whatever flowers you might want to mingle, think about what smells you want to mingle together. That's how they make perfumes. They have the top notes, the middle notes, and the bottom notes. You love lilac smell? Yeah. Or peonies. I know you have peonies in your garden, Brampton. You have peonies. So what would blend well with that peony smell? That might be something that you intentionally research and see, so that you plant the herbs that will be sweet with your peonies, that when you make your bouquets and you put them in your house, that it will fragrance your home, that place where you're eating, and you'll be bringing the garden indoors, inside, to mesmerize and romance your home. Also love the smell of bells of Ireland. Yes, there you go. You guys got it. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it. Francesca had given us lilacs. Thank you, Francesca. Yankee Sister says, I'm hoping all my mint comes back this year. Focusing on more cilantro and basil. Yeah. So with you, with Thelma, she wants to really push that herb growing of herbs, and that might be because she's been under the weather. We're praying for you, Bev, that you feel better. Not Bev, I mean Thelma. Thelma, that you feel better, because you earlier she had a little cough and she had her tea. Well, if she had those herbs, which she probably does, she could make herself some mint tea, fresh mint tea, and add a little basil, and create her own concoction, to help her feel better and stronger. So she may want to really grow more herbs, and then determine, well, what are you going to use those herbs for? If she's going to use them for tea, then she might want to use her dehydrated. Yes, I had herb tea this morning. There you go. So how is she going to do that? She's going to, hey, Tariq, prayers for a speedy recovery. Yes, and she's recovering. Yes, and so So Thelma would be using those herbs now with the intentions of creating teas. So how's she going to handle that? She's going to probably want to get a dryer to dry those teas and then put them away in maybe different bottles, and preserve them. And so now in the wintertime, when she can't grow fresh herbs, she has her teas. Yep, honey and some garlic as well. Yes, garlic is also known as a medicinal herb that you can use to help the body. Happy Mac, how are you? Yeah, so good to have all of you all coming in and joining me here. I have to say thank you so much for coming, and those of you who gave me a thumbs up. Yeah, ginger's good too, Francesca, as well. Growing ginger. Well, if you want to grow ginger as well. Now, so those are the root plants like garlic, the bulbs are bulbs. Yeah, but ginger is also good. You can grow fresh ginger and know that you'll have that ginger for the winter. So good to see you, Catherine. Hey, Happy Mac. Yes, it's so good to see you too. So being intentional about your growing is a good thing. It's nice. I haven't been able to here lately, been busy. Oh, to do what, Rachel? Grow ginger or to, anyway, as we continue that you want to plan your garden. You want to be intentional about what you're growing this year. Why? Because you want to grow a favorable garden. Growing a favorable garden. And my people who have been with me in the mornings, we do this all the time. And I've been talking about the word favorable. We select I need to get mine going, gardens. Okay, yes. That's why we're here together, Rachel. You're in the right place. That's exactly what we're doing. And how does your garden grow? So this is it. For those of you who just come on, let me tell you about the title of this and what we are doing, how we are starting to think about our gardens. We want to rein in our thoughts, and we want to be in control of what is happening. We want to be intentional about what we want to see happening in our garden. And so I was thinking about this, and what had come up was the nursery rhyme. I don't know if you know about nursery rhymes. It says this: Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockles shells, and so my garden grows. Well, instead of that, you're going to put in your own name, and you're going to say, and this is what I said: Catherine, Catherine, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With planning and planting, and so my garden grows. And so it just helped to let me think about, well, instead of being contrary, I want to be intentional. How does your garden grow? Well, I know how my garden is going to grow. My garden is going to grow with planning and planting, and so my garden grows. And Bev, Gardens of Me, came up with a fantastic one. It was so sweet, much more rhythmic than mine. Bev, for Gardens on Me, she wrote, Bev, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With beautiful flowers and vegetables, all in a row. And I thought that was so cute. What did you say, Rachel? I know you're going to come up with a good one. My garden grows wild. Okay, so I'll help you think about this. Rachel, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And she says, my garden grows wild, and so my garden grows. So, Rachel, you're going to have a wildflower garden this year? Is that what it is? Your flower's going to grow, your garden's going to grow wild? You're going to have a wild garden growing, huh? That's what you're going to have, Rachel. That's all right. I had a wildflower garden 2 years ago. Hi, Humble. Humble Boss Mom, how are you? Yeah, with flowers and herbs. Dexter on my nerves. That's how my garden grows. All right. So, Rachel, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With flowers and herbs and Dexter, with flowers and herbs and Dexter on my nerves. Make sure you write that down. Make sure you write that down and put it down for February 2024. All right? Yes. Hello, humble boss mom. Much love. Yes. And to all those that have just come on. Tia Drumgold Blessing, how are you? Yes. Hello to everyone. So good to have you. We're having a little fun here. But what I'm hoping is that this will stir your mind, to start to stir your thoughts about growing and how you want your garden to grow and being very intentional. And one of the things that we're thinking about here for this for this month of February, the videos that I'm going to be producing are going to be about growing a favorable garden, because I've already deemed that I want to have a garden that is favorable. And we have been very much into words. If you've been a part of my other channel, we look at words. And when I heard the word or thought of the word favorable, I decided to look it up in the dictionary and dictionary.com and to look at it. And it said favorable is to the advantage of someone or something. So my garden is favorable. It's to the advantage of someone or something. Favorable also means expressing approval. When I go out into my garden, I want to feel happy about my garden. I always say that my garden is my therapy. Well, I want to feel that approval about my garden. And some of the words for that is some of the synonyms for the word favorable is glorious, approving, praising, enthusiastic, appreciative, glowing, and commending. And commending. Yes. So when I walk out into my garden, I want to feel the glow of my garden. I want to feel enthusiastic about being in my garden. I want to feel I want to feel I want to feel glorious in my garden. You know, and if you've been following me for any time, last year I did garden tours on Saturdays and Sundays. And many times when it was right after the rains, I would go out and the sun would come up and shine on the garden, and it would just be feeling so good. I want to feel the heat. Oops. Wrong side. Rachel, use something else. Oh, my blessings to you, humble boss mom. Yeah, blessings to all of you. I watched you too, Yankee Home Sister. Yes. And there are a lot of good gardeners here on with channels like Rachel and Brampton's Garden. So make sure that you visit these people and their channels, as well as Thelma, Yankee Sister Homestead. She has a really great garden. Rambo is another one, channel. You can learn a lot. He's in the UK. He's giving us some of his sleep time to be with us here. And we want to say thank you, Rambo. And Rambo has been very intentional about his garden. He has a garden plot. So he has to go to his garden. So he has to find ways to make his garden attractive, that he'd want to be there. And what he has done, yeah, Rambo Greenhands, he has actually marked out his garden. And one of the reasons why he had to do that too is because he's had foxes, I think, that have come into the area. So he has to be extremely intentional. But he also wants to grow a garden that is attractive. So he was talking about growing flowers as well, with his other plantings and making it look good, to make it look good to the aesthetics, to the eye, to make it beautiful. And yes, you want to grow flowers, and you want to grow vegetables and herbs, but adding flowers to your garden will also help to draw you in because of the color. And so with Rambo, I would also want to recommend. Yeah, foxes. Oh Lord, I would be so scared. Yeah, I would also want to recommend, Rambo, that you add marigolds to your garden. Marigolds have a scent, and it also adds color to the garden, and it's really good for pests. So to put with your brassicas, you might want to add some marigolds. I did that before, and it was really, really nice having the two together. Yankee Sister Homestead has a channel as well. Francesca has a channel. She's now trying to build her channel, and she's putting things on it, but she's also working with Thelma on Wednesdays, and they are really doing a fantastic job in building people's spirit and helping them to grow. Um, so, yeah, let us all come together and continue to really support one another in our growing efforts. Um, so that is that with the beginning and the intro to our growing session of growing a favorable garden. So now I want to ask you this question: what do you want to grow? And a lot of you have already mentioned what you want to grow. Well, if you have a journal or a notebook, I have my journal, and a lot of you have my journal, the Intentional Garden Journal for 2024. Then I want you to open it up, and I have here a workbook, a work page to help you start to think about your garden and dreaming and planning. It's called the dreaming and planning section, getting started using this journal. So the basic questions to consider is, what is your favorite color in the garden? What would cause you to want to go out there? When you go out to the garden, what color schemes do you want? Do you want a rainbow of colors, or do you want to see a lot of yellows? Do you love the color yellow? Do you love the color pink? What about red? What are some of the other colors that you like? What is your favorite color in the garden? When you go into someone's garden, do you like the color purple? Do you like to see purple? Well, in my spring garden, I love to see the purples. And here's a picture of that. So if you like pinks, purples, and salmon, then how do you want that to look for spring? Right now, a lot of the bulbs are a lot of that planning for spring should have happened in the fall, but you can start to plan for your summer. What do you want your summer plantings to look like, your flower beds? And start and pull out those plants that have those seeds, and start looking for those perennials that have the particular colors that you're looking for. I love reds and fuchsia. My tulips were planted totally randomly. He, he, he. Well, that's fine, because that's why you said you wanted a wild garden. Remember, Rachel? You said you wanted so you're right in line. You're moving with it. You got purpose. You're being intentional. Yeah. So that garden looks different. Let me just see if I have a picture of my my summer garden. My summer garden has a total different look. See, that's my summer garden. My summer garden, you could see the reds in there, and red and white. That was definitely our color scheme for the summer garden. It was red and white. So I decided for summer I wanted red and white. And then in the fall garden was filled with vegetables. This is what my garden in fall looked like. I had a lot of vegetables. So when you're thinking about your garden, you want to think about the seasons. So what do you, hey Betty, how are you? Hey Betty Johnson, sounds beautiful, Francesca. What did Francesca say? I missed it. Francesca says, that's the way my hollyhocks are, Brampton. Yes. Oh, I love hollyhocks. I would love to grow hollyhocks. Um, and I tried to, but I think that they are biannual, right? But then I think I had bought um, some hollyhocks, and well, I saw them, but I didn't buy them. No, I didn't buy them. Or did I? I don't remember. One of those growing seasons I did, but I've always tried to grow hollyhocks, and they are really beautiful. So that's wonderful, Francesco. Um, Oh, I love hollyhocks, Francesca. That's this tall spears of flowers add so much beauty. Yeah, and that is another thing to think about. How do you want to grow? Because remember now, you have the layering of your garden too. So you have your lower flowers, then you have your mid-range flowers, and then you have the tall flowers. And when, especially if you're creating a border, you want to have that look. Um, and then you may want to have fragrance. We talked about fragrance. Well, lilies will give you fragrance. Now's the time to get your summer bulbs. I think that Home Depot has already put out their summer bulbs. So you can plant in or purchase for lilies if you want to have lilies or dahlias. They don't have fragrance, but definitely the lilies have fragrance. And so forth. Yes, I grow hollyhocks, stunning flowers for sure, says Bev. Brandon says, I plant new ones each year. They grow well in winter, so in containers. Oh, I might try that. I didn't even think about that, Brampton, about putting hollyhocks. Yeah, I think I have. Did I? I think I have some hollyhock seeds here from last year. Putting it, that's a great idea. And I wasn't even going to do that. I love zinnias. I love like the zinnias. Last year I planted these zinnias. Look at those colors. I love that color scheme. So if you're thinking about color, in the fall, zinnias are good. I do my poppies. Oh yeah, and poppies too. And then the 4 o'clocks. You could also think about the time. When do you want to see the flowers? Like if you are working during the day and you're coming home from work and the 4 o'clocks, they open up at 4 o'clock. You get to see the see your flowers. And I planted them this year. And the reason why is because I saw 4 o'clocks in Brooke's garden. That's Vintage Gardener, Brooke. And Brampton also planted 4 o'clocks in her garden too. You were my inspiration. Oh, Brampton, I saw some alyssum seeds from the Dollar Tree. I had bought some alyssum because I liked how the white border. Brampton had a couple of years back. She had alyssum in her garden. And it was so good as a ground cover. So pretty. Alyssum. And then, of course, there are cosmos that can add height to your garden. Cosmos seeds, the flowers. So that's thinking about the summer garden. The summer garden. But then also we have the fall. Oh, this is a picture here in my other book of my garden. Look at that. With sunflowers. Sunflowers give height and color, and they also feed the birds. So if you want to attract, that's the other thing that you want to do. Think about your garden. You want to attract beneficial insects. You want to attract bees and butterflies, hummingbirds. You want to attract certain birds to eat the worm, the insects and so forth. So think about that as well. knowing that the flowers are going to bring in the pollinators that are going to pollinate your garden and help your fruits and your vegetables to then pollinate them so that they'll grow. Yeah. So, hollyhocks is just an example of one type of flower. There are other flowers. There are cosmos and zinnias. Zinnias are one of the easiest flowers to grow. They're so beautiful. The bees love them. The butterflies love them. And think about that too. Later on in the late summer, you will have beauty not just from the flowers, but you will also have beauty coming into your yard and into your space with butterflies. Because butterflies love zinnias. They also love cosmos. They love those natural plants. Nasturtiums are great too, but can take over. Yes, nasturtiums. Yes, I did buy nasturtiums. And nasturtiums are edible as well. And that's another thing to consider when you're choosing what you want to plant. Because nasturtiums, I think Sonia had said that she wanted to plant nasturtiums so that she could add them to her salads. So there's a lot to think about. They're peppery in taste, yeah, but I think the flowers have like a sweet taste as well. Where's Sonia? Sonia, in the spring. Now she's thinking about her vegetables. She's thinking about growing her microgreens, but growing growing her microgreens, but growing them as a spring leafy spring mix. And that is a wonderful thing to think about. Well, if you're going to do that, she's going to do it either as microgreens or as leafy greens, spring mix leafy greens. Then you're going to have to think about where you're going to grow that and how you're going to grow it. Are you going to do container gardening? So there is a lot to think about. So it is important to be intentional and really plan out what you're going to grow, where you're going to grow it, how you're going to grow it. Baker Creek has gorgeous pink ones. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. So that is why, let me get back to this. You see how much, there's so much to talk about here with this garden planning. But in the end, it's going to pay off. In the end, it will pay off. And you're going to be glad that you thought about your garden, that you were intentional about what you want. And when you go out, it's going to be favorable. So basic questions to consider. What I'm doing is I'm using my journal here, which you can get on Amazon. If you go to my website, you can click on that, and there you will be able, it will take you directly to Amazon, and there you can pick up a copy or come up with your own journal, or just get a piece of paper and take notes. I do both. But the question is to think about, what is your favorite color in the garden? Because that color, that's going to help to make your garden favorable to you, attractive. You're going to want to go out there. It's going to look glorious, especially when you see those colors that you are drawn to in your garden. It's going to make you want to go out and work in it. The other question is, what are your favorite flowers? And we've been talking about that. Some said hollyhocks. We didn't get into that question yet, but that's a good question. What are your favorite flowers? We talked about 4 o'clocks. We talked about zinnias. We talked about a lot of other favorable flowers. Yeah, so go through a catalog. A catalog is actually good. If you have a Baker Creek catalog, they offer it for free. You can get a Johnny's catalog and just look at the flowers. What flowers, cut flowers, would you like to add to your garden? Then also with flowers, you have the benefit of having perennials as well that come back, so that you can make a one-time investment. You might want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's in the spring and get yourself a container of flowers that you really like. and then plant them in. But know that that is an investment. They will be there for you for the season, but that over time you will be able to divide them and spread them and add them throughout your garden. But then then you're going to have annual flowers that bring a lot of color, like your petunias and your other flowers like that. But then growing from seed is actually fantastic. Later on in the season, if you want to grow marigolds, zinnias, cosmos, those types of annuals or plants from seed are really good. You just purchased the intentional journal. Yay! Hey, Tia Drumgold, thank you. Yay! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So the other question is, what are your favorite vegetables? Now, it's so fun growing from seeds. Yes, it is. It's fun growing from seeds, Thelma. And it's inexpensive. I mean, if you can get a pack of zinnias for 25 cents, at the Dollar Tree. Right now, the seeds are out there, the Dollar Tree seeds, and it's four for $1. And these Giants of California mixed colors are fantastic. They are fantastic. I love my zinnias. And you just put them out, plant them and put them into your garden. You will have wonderful flowers in July and August, and right into fall, early fall, really beautiful. My ranunculus are popping up for already. Yes, those of you who like, I haven't grown ranunculus, but there are a lot of people who love ranunculus. They're beautiful. To me, they remind me of roses. I love roses and peonies and so forth. But those are investments. But if you're just starting as a beginner gardener, I think starting from seeds or buying the starts, starting when the gardening season comes out, you can buy the annuals, like vinca and not peonies, petunias and things like that. Yeah, so what are your favorite vegetables? We're going to wrap up soon because the time is going. Oh my goodness, I didn't even get through the first page. What are your favorite vegetables? And you know that pumpkins are my favorite vegetables. Look at that. I still have my pumpkins, and I think this one is starting to turn, but it's so beautiful, I don't want to cut it. But this is my porcelain pumpkin, and it definitely is just, every time I look at it, I get so excited about it. And I have the other one here, and I have a couple of others still. And that is one thing I know, that if push comes to shove, I will have food in my house because I have my pumpkins here. And I grew a lot of them, and they grew so much throughout the garden. So on that note, I'm going to be having a gardening premiere on Saturday at 8 p.m. And there I am going to show you my vegetable kitchen garden, the results of the garden and my growing of vegetables last year. I had some successes. I had some failures. I've learned some lessons. I grew corn. The corn grew very well. However, the pumpkins override them. They kind of knocked them over. But I did get corn, peppers, and tomatoes. My tomatoes did well. I went away in August, so that's such a choice time with growing vegetables. So I had vegetables when I came back. My husband gathered a lot of the vegetables. That's when the tomatoes came in. I had a lot of cherry tomatoes. I was able to make cucumbers, but my garden wasn't as tidy as I would have wanted it to be. Catherine, how's the tea garden? They're doing very well. I have the bowl. It's wintertime here, and still my rosemary is green, is doing well. I have sage, the mints, of course, those leaves have withered, but where I've placed that bowl, my tea bowl, is looking good. And I want to also continue to grow the tea garden for next year as well, and expand it. So if you're curious to know what happened, come and join us on Saturday, Eastern Standard Time at 8 p.m. I'm premiering my vegetable kitchen garden for 2023, a garden review for 2023. And I also have been doing that for the last, 3 or 4 Saturdays, starting with my spring garden, giving a review of the garden as a whole. And then last week we had our premiere with the vegetable garden and how I got started. So if you want to know how to do winter sowing, winter bottle sowing, in that premiere last week, at the top, I showed clearly how I had my seeds, the bottles, the process, and I showed how that works. So if you're interested in that, look at last week's premiere and you will see it. And then also with the winter bottle sewing, I also showed you in that how to, let me see, winter bottle sewing, and then there was other things too there about the garden that I showed you, my beginning gardening process, basically, and where I planted out things. And so we're going to be wrapping up. You will see the August garden, and you will see, the dying back and the close of the garden. So for next Saturday coming up, I don't know the date, but Saturday at 8 p.m. And come on, I thank Francesca, Thelma, I think Monica was with me, a couple of other people too as well. And we had a really good time in the chat. And I was in the chat with you all and able to answer your questions. So if you had a question about what you saw in my garden, I was able to answer your question in the chat. So come on out on Saturday, February 10th, yes. Thank you, Brampton, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you will be able to see my vegetable kitchen garden and the results that I had for last year. It was a lovely tour. Oh yeah, Happy Mac was with us as well. Yes, yeah, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow, I should do this more often. But I should do premieres more often. I really enjoyed being able to be in the chat and talk to you all about my garden as you watched it. And so there's one more last question, and then I'm going to bid you good day. And this is from my journal, Dreaming and Planning, getting started using this journal. And the last question was this: do you want to have a lawn, raised beds, or borders? That's the other thing. For your vegetable gardens, you might want to have a raised bed. And then for your flowers, you may want to create a border. And of course, if you want to have a lawn area, some people don't want to have lawn at all. They just want to grow flowers, and that's it. And so you'll have to determine what your garden looks like and what you would like. If you want to have lawn, and if you want to have raised bed areas, or if you want to have borders, and how you want your vegetable garden to be placed, making sure that you place your vegetables in a sunny area. Vegetables require sun, and flowers require sun. Some not so much as others, but give those vegetables that need the most sun, the most sunniest spot in your garden. All right, so that is it. So we finished at least dreaming and planning, getting started using this journal. Basic questions to consider. And I hope this inspires you. And as I said, I will continue to do videos. My videos this month will be on a favorable garden. And we're going to wrap up. Sonia, where are you? We're going to wrap up with, hi, Darlene. What is Darlene saying? Hey. Francesca, did you listen to the song today, Richard Smallwood's song? Yeah, she's talking from this morning. By the way, on Wednesday mornings, if you want some inspiration and some really great word, join Thelma, that's Yankee Sister Homestead, and Francesca, and they have been just really feeding us with some spiritual inspiration. It's just been beautiful this morning, Wednesday mornings at 9. It's beautiful. I'd like trapping flowers in my race. Oh, trapping flowers in my, or growing flowers in your raised bed. Sing it, Catherine. Sing what? What do you want me to sing? Grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. That's right. Grow, 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 grow together. Grow, 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 grow together. Grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. And I love Bev's. I have to end with Bev's saying, which is, Bev, Bev, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With beautiful flowers and vegetables all in a row. Yay! Bev, Bev, grow, grow together. Grow, 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 grow together. Yes. Yay! It was good. Monica, grow, grow together. Sonia, grow, grow together. Thelma, grow, 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 grow together. Happy Mac, grow, grow together. Francesca, grow, grow together. Rachel, grow, 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 grow together. Tia, grow with us. Darlene, grow with us. Thelma, grow with us. Deborah, grow with us. Grow, 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 grow together. Humble Boss Mom, how are you today? Grow with us here at Catherine's Garden. As we grow, grow, grow. Grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's Garden and home. Francesca in Catherine's Garden and home. Rambo in Catherine's Garden and home. Where is G Mama Grows? We're thinking of you, girl. Grow, 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 grow together. Grow, grow, Auntie Ellen. Hope that you're feeling better. Grow, 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 grow together. Catherine's Garden and home. Monica, Catherine's Garden and home. Yeah, 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 Catherine's Garden and home. Rambo, Catherine's Garden and home. Rambo, Catherine's Garden and home. Yeah, yeah, Catherine's Garden and home. Sonia, sweet Sonia, Catherine's Garden and home. Rachel and Dexter. Dexter, can you hear me? You better grow, grow, grow as you get on Rachel's nerves in her garden. Catherine's Garden at home. Uh-huh. And Catherine's Garden at home. That's right. That's right. He heard me. Catherine's Garden at home. Uh-huh. And Catherine's Garden at home. Miss G Mama grows. She would say, that's right. That's what she loves to say when I say, that's right. Catherine's Garden and home. Oh, Rambo, you were there. Yay. Rambo stayed with us to the end. Oh, I'm honored. Thank you, Rambo. Yay, all the way from the UK. Rambo, you help make me feel so international. Thank you so much. Somehow I've got to get that working so I can get more of my brothers and sisters from around the world to come and join us here. So if you like what you hear, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the notification bell for more videos. I will see you on Saturday. And then also, just think about your garden. I hope that this gave you a lot of inspiration. And we all are saying that we're going to have a favorable. Put in the chat, I am growing a favorable garden. Come on. I am growing a favorable garden for 2024. I have a favorable garden for 2024. That's right. That's right. Have a blessed week, everyone. Love you. And share, hit the like button, and subscribe. And come back and watch me on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday, come to the premiere. I am growing a favorable garden for 2024. Yay, Rachel. I agree. Yay, Thelma. I agree. Come on, come on. That's good. That's good. You're making me happy. Keep calm and garden on, says Rambo. Yay. Yes. I am growing a favorable garden, says Bev. I am growing a favorable garden, says Sonia. Humble Boss says, I am growing a favorable garden. Drum Gold says, I'm growing a favorable garden. Yes, you are. Yes, I am. Yes, I can. So I can say, gardening friends. Quite contrary, how does your garden grow? I am growing a favorable garden for 2024, and so my garden grows. Woo! God bless you all. God bless you. Thank you, Rambo. God bless you all, and have a wonderful evening. And see you real soon here at Catherine's Garden and Home. Hopefully Saturday at 8 p.m. in the premiere. Bye. Woohoo! 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 Yes, and may God bless you. I believe in God, by the way. And so may God bless you and keep you safe. May you have sweet, sweet dreams in the name of Jesus. Amen. I had to put that in there. Bye.